So then we sit down in the emergency room, and I pick a seat next to a woman who I actually don't know if you noticed this, but she kept trying to hit on you. So I sit on the farthest, like this whole day is a trip. Like as I continue to tell the stories from this day, I'm like, I cannot believe this all happened in 24 hours. So we sit down, I'm here, Brodin's in the middle, and then there's this woman who's on the right side of us, and I'm not paying attention to anything. I'm just like trying to find a seat. She's leaning over at Brodin, who's leaning at me trying to get like my medical information, but I'm like focused on this woman who's like leaning at Brodin like this, and she's like, hey, like very clearly on something, and like it was not in 100% of her right mind, and she's like chatting with just everyone in the emergency room at this point. But anyway, she keeps trying to get Brodin's attention. And Brodin is, I thought you were purposefully ignoring her.
No, the only interaction I had with her was she asked me like, hey, do you like Ralph's?
I remember that.
And I was like, yeah, Ralph's is cool.
The grocery store.
Yeah.
She's like, yeah, I shop there sometimes. But before that, she was trying to get your attention. She was like sitting there like, hi, excuse me, hi. Like,
I could tell she was on something, so I thought she was just...
No, she was completely leaned in trying to rizz you up. It was crazy. So then Brodin leaves to go like give the front desk my information and everything like that. And I'm sitting there, I pull out my phone. It's like the first time I've taken out my phone since I sit down. And she leans over to me and she's like, hello, Miss Beautiful. Is there any way that I could use your phone? And I'm like thinking she's going to be like, I need to call my mom or I need to call someone or whatever. She was like, I want to watch a YouTube video. And I'm like, there's no way this lady just asked me to, like, what are you, an iPad kid? Like, are you kidding me? So I don't know how I managed to muster up the perfect response, but I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm like telling my parents about my injury, which I'm like, go Sydney, damn. Like, I can't believe you did this. Yeah, so she asked me to use my phone, and I'm like, hey, I'm sorry, I'm texting my parents about my accident. And she's like, that's okay, beautiful, sexy mamacita, baby girl, sweetie pie. Like, would not stop with the pet names. And so I just lean as far away as I can. And when I finally got the chance to, like, take a look at her, she had thick, like, super thick black cat eye on one eye, no makeup on the other, and then hot pink lipstick all over her face. Yeah. So then when Brodin and Jody switched places, because Brodin went out to wait outside and Jody came in, I got up and I crutched over to Jody with my broken ankle. And I was like, hey, can we find new seats, please? So then, yeah, we found some new seats. And then I went and I saw a doctor. And then that doctor was like, hey, your ankle's broken. I'm going to send you to another doctor. So then I went and I saw another doctor, and then they splinted me, which was also a really interesting experience because the dude who splinted me brought his, like, girlfriend in to help, who I think also must have worked at the hospital, but she wasn't a nurse or anything like that. Like, she worked there, but was not part of medical staff. So it was really strange. And I didn't know that was his girlfriend until the end. This dude's splinting my ankle. It's like the most pain that I'd been in since I fractured it because my ankle is hanging like this. So he has to readjust it into place and then put it in a fiberglass cast, which was really uncomfortable. And then him and this girl are just flirting over my ankle. Like, they're just flirting the whole time. And, like, he's cracking jokes, and she's, like, saying, like, silly things. And he's like, oh, my God, you're so funny. And me and Jody are just like, what the hell, man? So they're, like, cracking jokes over my ankle. And then eventually he's like, thanks, sweetie, for the help. And she leaves. And I thought it was kind of like, you know, hospital, like, flirting or whatever, which is weird. But then after she leaves, he's like, yeah, that's my boo thing. I just am like, where have I been for the last 10 hours of my life? It has been such a shit show. Like, I don't think the reality of me breaking my ankle set in until yesterday. Because everything was just a fucking fever dream. Like, it was so wild.